We out here. We out here. We out here. Let's go. Sorry, give me a second. I'm just gonna jam it out for a minute. Just a second, we can get into it. Hold on. Let's go! We gotta keep up positive vibes because one, I have a headache, and two, what the fuck is going on, Xbox? Can we have an intelligent discussion here? What the fuck is he keep talking? Phil, shut the fuck up, bro. The RedFALL thing was really what I was gonna talk about in itself. And then it just got worse. Cause Phil opened his mouth and said some stupid shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't want to misquote him. So we had to pull up specifics. Don't worry, when the song ends, it's gonna go back to like quiet audio. But right now I'm kind of letting it. I'm gonna let it play out. You got another minute, even if you don't like the song. You call Xbox a positive talk, and hey, listen, I said we need the positivity because of it. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Sonic Rush is that soundtrack. Sonic Rush is absolutely that soundtrack. Don't ever fucking doubt the quality of Sonic music. I don't give a fuck what no one says. Put respect on Sonic OSTs, baby. Alright, hold on. What did he specifically say? So I don't fuck this up. What did he specifically say? Oh hell no, we're not doing this. Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to go to Edgy and I don't want to do it. Alright, we're done. Alright, so yes, I'll accept the cookies. I want all the cookies, you fucking assholes. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Saw Juice, saw Retro, saw Mohammed, saw Ryan, saw Ursa Ringer, saw Black Dune, saw Antrite. We all in here to have a conversation about how Xbox can get this shit together again, bruh. What the fuck? So we talked about a little of this on the pod Monday. So a little bit of this, if you watch the pod, is going to come off kind of redundant because some of this is just not new information. But holy shit. So I pulled up the quote. Let's see where RedFALL is Metacritic wise, because holy shit. They can't win, bruh. It can't win, dog. It's almost insane, bruh. It's at a 59. That's the Xbox version. The Xbox version's at a fucking 59. And the user review is a 2.9. So, you know. Oof. What's the PC review currently at? A 50. The PC review is worse. The PC review is a 56. And the user score is a 1.8. So the PC version is viewed as the worst version of the two. What the fuck? Damn. So here's the problem. We talked about it before that Xbox has had a real big issue, I would say since pretty much towards the end of the 360 era, of not putting out any real quality games. Now, you've still got a couple occasional quality games in the early days of the Xbox One. Not a lot, but a couple, right? And then we hit, like, I think it was 2016 or some shit. It was like 2015, 2016, and shit just got bad. Shit got consistently bad and never really got better. It was just like this constant stream of Crackdown, State of Decay. What the fuck was the other one? What is? I can't even think of it. Hold on. That's another. Hold on, let me pull that one up too. I need another list of games that just came out and they were absolute. They were absolute dog shit in games we were expecting. No. Give me I need Wikipedia for this. Yeah, Robert would say that, Retro. Damn, that's a AAA title. 56 is a great score. According to Robert, it's above average. Allison Savage. Crossfire, oh god. It just kept getting worse. And so the only game of note they had that was a decent game and I think did well was Sea of Thieves. And granted, Sea of Thieves is nothing to really brag about, but if you were gonna say something, that's at least that was a game that did well and a game that was properly supported. And then, but like that's one game, and I guess Forza, because at that point Halo's reputation was kind of hoed. I think Gears was fine. I think Gears has been fine, but we also haven't gotten Gears in a minute. But like, we just kept getting L after L. To me, we haven't even gotten a quality Xbox Series X game that like can be considered an Xbox title. I mean, we have titles that Xbox bought the companies for in the middle of development and they claimed it as theirs, even though they're not the ones who really put their hands in them. Like, for example, Ori, Cuphead, Hellblade. They're all games where, like, you didn't really make the game. You just bought the company in the middle of making the game. And because of that, you had your hand in it. So you could take it as a W. But I don't really count it as a W for you because you weren't the fucking one who made the game. You weren't even the one who came up with the idea for the game. You just had enough cash to walk up to some random poor developer selling everything he could to make this game work, and you threw money at him. Now listen, there's a level of respect that can come from the fact that you were willing to fund independent creators and put your faith in games and put your money where your mouth is, and the games blow up and you're like, okay, we respect you for your financial support. That's fine. But right now, the question that's being thrown in everyone's face right now is, are you guys even good game developers? Because at this point, no one fucking believes that you are. We are constantly reminded every time you put out a AAA release or a supposed AAA release that you're supposed to be fucking some game developers. And every time some shit comes out, and then these motherfuckers had the nerve. I remember when was it, State of Decay 2, when that came out, didn't they announce like State of Decay 3 like really soon after that? And people in the back are like, bruh, the second game is some dog shit. Why the fuck would we care for a third entry? People aren't even happy with the entry we just got. And they still were like, well, we got another one coming. And everyone's in the back like, who the fuck are you talking to? Oh, were you talking to me? Oh, you thought I was going to get excited? Fuck you. The fuck is wrong with you? We had what? Battletoads. I don't even know where the hell. How did Battletoads rank? I think that's probably in the 70s. I would take a shot in the dark. But let's see. How did the new Battletoads game that came out, what was that, 2020? Damn, that bitch is sitting at a 72. Battletoads for the Xbox One is sitting at a 72. What is it on PC? A 66. Bruh, even an inoffensive game like Battletoads you couldn't get right. All you had to fucking do was just make a decent game. And we can't fucking do it. Can't fucking do it. And this is rare. Where the hell Sea of Thieves at? I think Sea of Thieves has got to be in its 80s. Got to be in the 80s, right? Right? Bro, this game is not in the 80s. At least we're gonna have a problem. Sea of Thieves. No, Sea of Thieves. What? Oh my god! Sea of Thieves is sitting at a fucking 69 on Xbox One. On Series X, it's okay, it's a little weird. So it's, I guess technically it's not on Series X like natively, but at least the users seem to like it. But see, the original Sea of Thieves is sitting over here at a fucking 69. Good God almighty, you couldn't even get this shit. What about PC? What is it on PC? What's the review on PC? And it's not like I'm using the reviews as be all end alls, but holy shit, like damn, like oh my lord. Oh, Troy, you've been saying for 5 or 6 years now, Xbox never showed you any reason to buy their console. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I still agree with that. The Xbox Series X was literally bought for me. I literally bought that console to prove a point. If I was going to talk all this good shit about how Xbox ain't got good games, then let me put my money where my mouth is and play the console. Do I think the console's fine? Absolutely. It's better than the fucking dog shit 360 that broke on like 90% of users. The Xbox One was just a poorly handled console that really never grew beyond its basic days of a not TV box, right? And the Series X, I think, is a generally good console. You know what the problem though is? Your company don't make fucking games. Don't make nothing. Not a goddamn thing. And I'm mad not because it hurts me personally. Because realistically, I went. Remember the original Xbox came out. I hate that I have to say that. Original Xbox came out. I barely knew about it. 360 came out. Didn't give a fuck. Xbox One really didn't give a fuck. I have only invested in the Xbox once. So my anger isn't from someone who's been burned through the generation of Xbox fans. But people always talk this good shit about how Nintendo fucks up and how we have our roller coasters where we go from an uphill to downhill, downhill to uphill, and then back downhill and shit. Bruh, it's been like a fucking drop. What like literally, if you can say this, here's Xbox. Here's Xbox. Here's 360. Here's Xbox One. And then here's Xbox Series X. And it's just going down. It's just going fucking down. And it's crazy to me. And then RedFALL comes out. And RedFALL doesn't look finished. RedFALL got a bunch of bugs and glitches in it. RedFALL randomly looks like a 360 game, but sometimes looks like an Xbox Series game. It fluctuates in visual style. The gameplay is low-key broken. There's a bunch of stupid fucking things that aren't in the game. The game can't even hit 60. It can't even save properly. Like, all this shit. And remember, we're in the process of finally getting the games of all those studios they bought years ago. They bought all these goddamn studios years ago. And when I remember when they came out on stage and they were like, ladies and gentlemen, we have purchased, I think it was like 20 something or like 50 something studios. We have purchased all these studios that will be making games for the Xbox. And everyone in the Xbox fans were like, oh my God, we're about to be on games. We live in the best life. Fuck with me, PlayStation. Fuck you, Nintendo. Woo! And that's what they were on, right? That's what the Xbox fans were on. And I remember, because I remember in that E3 when people tried to give them the W for it, and I was like, bruh, that doesn't mean anything to me until the games come out. That was always my stance. If the games, you cannot get a W for that unless the games come out and they're quality. And we're in 2023, and the games have started to come out, and they're still not quality. What was the wooing about? You gain nothing, bruh. And it just kept happening, dog. And then so you keep getting games that are a subpar and not finished. Xbox Halo was shown and people were like, oh my God, Halo Infinite, I'm so excited. And then they didn't finish the game. The game isn't finished. It was at least a decent base, which is more you can say about half of the other games that came out. But bruh, it didn't even fucking finish. They never finished the game. And so we're like, well, we have Fable coming. We have Starfield coming. We had RedFALL coming. We had Hellblade 2. We had shit coming. Bruh, who the fuck is excited for any of these titles right now? You couldn't even get your flagship to run to do right. It's Halo. The few titles you should always get right: Gears, Halo, Forza. Forza seems to always be safe because Forza is the easiest kind of game to make. You would have to be up shit creek on a massive scale to fuck up Forza. But bruh, it's Halo. That is your game. That is the title you are known for. That is it. That's like fucking up Mario. What's wrong with you? And then they just didn't put out anything. They didn't even put out anything, bruh. They didn't put out a goddamn thing. And then we get to this year. Hi-Fi Rush. Oh, look, a genuinely good game that we did no press for. and we did no hyping up to the fan base, and we just dropped on the console the same day we announced it, and it was a good game, and then you had the nerve to come out and say that your expectations weren't met with Hi-Fi Rush. And my question to you was, whose fucking fault is that? Because the game is good, the game was definitely worth the money, and the game runs well. So whose fault is it that that game didn't do as well as it ended up that they wanted? Oh, maybe it's the fucking company who didn't fucking promote it. Also, people kept talking about Game Pass, which to me is not a benefit unless you're a gamer who doesn't play new shit. Because they keep, well, we get Xbox titles day one, we ain't gotta pay money for it. What fucking titles are you playing? You're playing multiplats, my boy. Like, what the fuck? And then Hi-Fi Rush is on the list of games that you get with Game Pass, and they're sitting in the back going, why the fuck isn't one playing it? Why didn't anyone pay for Hi-Fi Rush? Why didn't Hi-Fi Rush sell well? You can't put a game on a service that allows it to be played day and day on essentially a streaming game service, and then be surprised when the game doesn't make any money on its own. Why would you pay for it there is no reason to buy Xbox first party titles at all unless you just like physical shit. You get Game Pass because you'll spend less for more content. Fuck you. Like, bruh, how did you cannibalize yourself and then still complain about the game not selling well? And here's the kicker. We haven't even hit RedFAll yet. We get the RedFAll and this game comes out and it's a piece of it's just dog shit. It's a disappointing bruh, and it's like, this is a new IP. The one thing you had to get right was a new IP. I want to put this in context with you guys. And some of y'all gonna be, and it's already known. Nintendo fans have known this for a while. But I'm gonna just reiterate it. Nintendo has a better first-party shooter than Xbox does right now. I want that to be stated. Just think about that for a second. Nintendo has a better first-party shooter game than fucking Xbox does right now. That was your genre, stupid! What the fuck? How did you... That was your motherfucking genre. The one genre that you always made money off of, and you can't put out a decent first-party shooter. The world is screwed. You were fucked. And here's the kicker. It only got worse. Because then Mr. Phil Spencer brought his dumb ass out and said the dumbest shit. So here we go. In an appearance on the Kinda Funny Xcast, Spencer laid out the reason for the company's pursuit of subscription services like Game Pass and cloud technology. Quote, we are not in the business of out-consoling Sony or out-consoling Nintendo. Spencer said, quote, there isn't really a great solution or win for us. Quote, and I know that will upset a ton of people, but the truth of the matter is when you're third place in the console marketplace and the top two players are as strong as they are and have in certain cases a very discreet focus on doing deals and other things that make being Xbox hard for us as a team. That's on us, not anybody else. We lost the worst generation to lose in the Xbox One generation, where everyone built their digital library of games. I see it out there. I see the commentary that if you just build great games, everything would turn around. He said it's just not true that if we go off and build great games, all of a sudden you're going to see console share shift in some dramatic way. We lost the worst generation to lose in the Xbox One generation, where everyone built their digital library of games. There's more to this, by the way. There's more he said. But this is like some of the worst language I've heard. You are the head of the. You have instilled no faith, none. This is like Reggie talking about in the Wii U generation. Even if you losing, you don't talk like a motherfucking loser. I also hate this line because it doesn't make sense. Because he's like, the whole, if you build great games, the share will shift over. And he's like, that's just not true. And I want to sit in the back and be like, how would you know you haven't made great games yet? Bruh. I don't understand, dog. Who the fuck says this shit? This man. And then he said he lost the worst generation where the other two built their digital libraries, which is hilarious for them to say, considering, Nintendo just started over again with the Switch. So what are you talking about? Stupid? Nintendo restarted their digital library again in the middle of that generation. Fuck you. What are you talking about? Oh my God. Oh my God. And I guess he might be talking about, I'm not taking the shirt off, Revolver. What? No. What? Thank you for the donation. Thank you for the $5, Revolver. I'm not taking the shirt off. I'm not doing all that. I forget there's a YouTuber who used to do that shit all the time. I forget his name. I'm not taking the shirt off. Respectfully, I'm not taking the shirt off. The Wii U sold like shit, but Mario Kart alone funded their next 3 consoles. See, I don't like that. That's why I don't like the line talking about fucking. It's not true if you just build great games, you just immediately get money. Like you immediately turn it around. How would you know, Phil? None of your games have been great. Even the game I thought that was okay, Sea of Thieves, is out here looking like dog shit apparently. Bruh, that's crazy to me. And then you built an online streaming service for your games that cannibalized your first-party sales to the point where when you release first-party games, you have the nerve to get mad when your game doesn't sell well. And I'm like, bro, you fucking made it where no one should buy your game. Why would I buy your game when I can just stream it for like $40 less? Fuck you. What is Game Pass, like $15 a month? It's $15 a month. Hi-Fi Rush was $30. No, you ain't gotta be a genius to be like, why the fuck would I do that? When at least if I bought the Xbox Game Pass, I get access to like, I don't know, hundreds of fucking titles. Why the fuck would I buy your game outright, bruh? And you already knew the physical market wasn't doing well. So what the fuck is wrong with you to sit there and be like, well, Hi-Fi Rush just didn't do what it was supposed to do. Bruh. And actually, that's the kicker, Juice. I would bet money. It's the same thing that happened with Cuphead and Ori and Lucky Tail. You put them bitches on other consoles, they will fucking make the money. You just can't make the money on your own fucking console. And you just sat there and told me you just accepted that you've taken the L. Nintendo has taken L's numerous times throughout the generations. The fucking GameCube was an L. The Wii U was an L. Hell, the N64 was a fucking L. You don't fucking stop because you take an L? Fuck you. Put your foot in there. Make a goddamn effort. You fucking assholes. You were out here money hatting during the 360 generation. Thought you were top shit. All of a sudden, now, I guess it just won't change. We can't out console them. Yeah, you could if you would put out some real quality content and some real motherfucking effort. I hate when he fucking said that shit. It pissed me off because I can imagine anybody who grew up and who literally gamed exclusively or primarily on Xbox will look at him right now and go, you're a fucking failure. because you weren't a failure when the consoles were struggling. You're a failure because you told me you're not trying anymore. Fuck you. Like that's crazy to me, dog. Oh, I almost want to play. I might play the fucking clip. I really want to play the clip. What else? Hold on. Let's see what else is in here. They got more quotes in here, but I might actually go play the clip just to hear it. Oh, let's see. Spencer said around 90% of people who buy consoles each year are already in one of the three main console ecosystems. And the switching costs are higher now that people have established digital libraries they can carry forward from prior generations. You have Game Pass. You have a console that literally lends itself for that. You actually arguably have the best console for that. So what the fuck? This is the first generation where the big games they're playing were the big games that were available last gen. When you think about Fortnite and Roblox and Minecraft, Spencer said, the continuity from generation to generation is so strong. I see a lot of pundits out there that kind of want to go back to the time where we all had cartridges and discs and every new generation was a clean slate and you could switch the whole console share. That's just not the world we're in today. There's no world where Starfield is an 11 out of 10 and people are selling their PS5s. That's not going to happen. That's partially true. I don't think anyone would say that even if Starfield became an 11 out of 10 and all of a sudden they would sell their PS5s, that wouldn't happen. But you know what might happen? You know what? I'm throwing it out here. You know what might fucking happen? They might buy an Xbox. Oh shit. What the You know, if the Xbox had a good lineup of titles you could only play on Xbox, they might buy the system. What the fuck? Crazy concept. Here's the kicker. Starfield, I'm almost willing to bet money. Starfield won't even be a 7 out of 10. That's a ballsy statement for me to make. I'm very open with that now. I don't even think Starfield is going to be a 7 out of 10. That's where I'm at with it. That makes me mad more than anything, Terrell. Phil saying that making games alone isn't important. Building your own library will at least give people a reason to buy your console. Exactly. What else did he fucking say? There is no home. Let me see. Spencer stressed again that the console is the core of the Xbox brand, and Microsoft will continue to focus on that despite its differing strategy. How is the console the core of your strategy? I don't understand. So what? You just don't give a fuck about the games? Shouldn't games be the core of your fucking strategy? What the hell does that mean the console is the core? All right, here's another quote. But I know some people want us to hold us up as being a better green version of what the blue guys do. And I'm just going to say that there's not a win for Xbox in staying in the wake of someone else. We have to go off and do our own thing with Game Pass and with the stuff we do with xCloud and the way we build our games. What? You mean not finishing them, you fucking asshole? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, bruh, and the kicker is you literally used to be viewed as the better version of the blue guys. Like, that was where the war really was. Like, as much as I love Nintendo, I'll be real with you, when the Wii was selling gangbusters, people didn't include it in the conversation. It was always Xbox versus PlayStation because there was a genuine argument to be had there. And then it seems like Xbox just stopped fucking trying. And then we scroll down and here we go. Spencer also addressed in the recent release of Arcane's RedFALL, one of the higher profile first-party Xbox releases in recent memory. He acknowledged the technical issues with the game and the critical response that had Metacritic averages double digits beneath Microsoft's expectations from its mock reviews. He also pointed to misleading marketing efforts as a problem. I'll even go back to the RedFALL videos on IGN of showing videos of the game running at 60 on PC. At the point knowing that the game was going to be around 30 frames per second at launch on console, Spencer said. Like, we have to be transparent about what we're showing. that what we're showing is representative of what our console customer, our most committed customer to our brand, financially committed, what they're going to see, what they're going to play, and our transparency has to be better. You're acknowledging that you bullshotted? Well, I guess it's not really. I guess it's technically it would be bullshotting. You essentially bullshotted the frame rate, and then said we have to be more transparent to our most important customer, which is your console customer. The problem is, why the fuck are we buying your console right now? The reason why I have this console is, for me, is the proof of point, to see if it's really not worth the effort and time that it is. But what pisses me off is that, like, the console's your core, but you just won't give us good games. Like, I got nothing in his statement even talks about the fucking, what we're gonna do to fix the fucking game. What working environment led to the game being released in the state that it was? Like, oh my god, oh my fucking god, fucking asshole. More concerned about people selling their PS5s than people buying an Xbox Series X. That's the other problem. Yeah, he's focusing on the wrong shit. Your goal is even Nintendo will talk about we don't really compete for real. But you know what Nintendo still wants you to do? Buy a fucking Switch. The fuck? And in Nintendo's case, they want you to buy 2 and 3 of them bitches. What's Phil say? Well, we can't worry about we're just not gonna get people to sell their PlayStation 5s. Who the fuck told you we were trying to... Bruh, stop worrying about the other guy in that way. Like, he's like, looked at the other guys and went, damn, they're successful as fuck. I'll never be as successful as them. Oh, well, I guess we're gonna keep making our fucking Game Pass shit. And I'm just like, bro, just fucking... Bro, that is the saddest... I don't think I've ever seen a company head show this level of, like... I don't even know if it's disinterest. It's like fucking... He's like depressed in his own division. And I'm like, why are you leading this fucking division, you fucking asshole, if you have no faith in it? Because that's what it sounds like. Well, we care about our console customers. No, you don't. Because you would be putting out good games. Like... He wants to talk about how he's not going to compete. He's not going to out-console Nintendo and fucking Sony. But for some reason keeps neglecting the games. The reason why we buy these fucking boxes. You think I buy an Xbox Series X to watch Disney Plus on that bitch? No, because everything else in this goddamn house does that. I buy it to play video games. See that fucking Switch library right there? It's fucking stupid. You tell me we can't get games anymore? Fuck you, dog. Fuck you. Xbox is the literal Fresh Prince of meme of where's the video? Yeah, exactly. That's literally what he is. Phil got the best job, big paychecks, and he doesn't need to work for it. He's not working for it. He ain't been working for it for years. But all the motherfucking Xbox fans were like, bro, look at all these fucking... Literally, you know what? I used to say this shit about Sony a lot. Where Sony used to just like make IPs and then they would die and we would never see them again. I think Xbox is officially... I think they've been this for a while, but I think I'm going to officially say it. Xbox is now worse. You are now way worse. Because not only do you kill IPs after a certain point in time, you kill IPs before they become real IPs. RedFALL is in the shit now. You fuck that IP inherently. That IP is just shot. And we're on the first fucking game. Damn. I remember when Xbox started releasing shit on Switch, the first thing people kept saying is, give Nintendo rights to Banjo-Kazooie. Give it back. Because I'd rather it be in F-Zero hell than be in Xbox dead status. Because at least if they ever choose to revive that bitch, it'll like have a chance of being good. If Xbox ever touches Banjo-Kazooie or Conquer again, them bitches will never be good. Because right now we're on a fucking losing streak. with lack of quality titles. What are the big IPs you think of for PlayStation? Well, I mean, in terms of like current IPs or IPs I would have liked them to do? Because if we're talking about like current IPs, at least you have a successful one in Ghost of Tsushima. You've given you Last of Us. God of War has pretty much made its return with its reboot series. You got Horizon Zero Dawn. They've essentially commandeered Spider-Man as a fucking gaming IP because no one else has had a Spider-Man game since PlayStation pretty much currently. But see, you can make the same argument about that with Nintendo. Nintendo still has their Mario. Nintendo still has their Zelda. Nintendo has their Pokemon. It's not even the IP. It's the fact that you can't make the IP last through the generations. Because you can say whatever the fuck you want about Pokemon graphically. But guess what? That bitch still sells. People still buying those games. Mario still sells. Mario just had a fucking movie that's like the number 3 animated film or some shit. Over 1 billion and shit. Like fucking, like Nintendo has its old shit that it rehashes, quote unquote rehashes. But guess what? They know how to make that shit timeless. Motherfuckers are still playing old Mario games from the goddamn 80s. And you can't get me to give a fuck about Xbox in any way, shape, or form. And I own the fucking console. All the games I've been playing off this bitch are pretty much third party except for Psychonauts. And once again, it's not really Xbox, it's fucking Double Fine. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. How are you this bad? Consistently. I think that's what makes me mad about it. You are consistently trash. Hold on. Let's see if there's any more quotes. Otherwise, we might end up going to the fucking video itself. And I'm not pointing at anybody but myself. At some point, I'll have enough knocks against me that it's someone else here. But I think it's transparency in what we're building, what our aspiration is for the game, what it's going to look like, what's the features are. And it drives me crazy when we have self-inflicted wounds of putting things out there in communication that's confusing or misleading about what the actual end product is going to be. Spencer also suggested Microsoft might be more hands-on with games in the future when it acquires them or their studios mid-development. I hope you don't, because it seems like the games that you just grab in mid-development tend to do better when you don't put your hands in them. Cuphead was a better game. Ori was a better game. Some of these titles I don't think you need to put your hands on. Unless there's an example of them putting their hands on, not doing that and getting fucked over. I think we need to improve on engaging in games that are midway through production when they become a part of Xbox. I do think that there is a different expectation for a game and even a team when you've been a third party and all of a sudden you become a first party. We didn't do a good job early on engaging with Arcane Austin to help them understand what it meant to be part of Xbox and part of first party, and use some of our internal resources to help them. So Arcane was one of those other like mid-game. So pretty much RedFALL was another one of those mid-game IPs, mid-development IPs that they just didn't touch, and it just fucking died. It just the game. But my question is, was Microsoft the ones who set the date for the release, or was that them? Was that Arcane? Did Arcane do that? Or was that fucking Microsoft? Because if it's Microsoft, then it's their fault entirely. If it was Arcane, it's their fault. Because they fucking knew they weren't ready. But either way, that game, oh my God. This is crazy to me, dog. Hold on. Let me go back to the chat. Just show the video, Terrell. Xbox kill all their IPs like Capcom or RIP, Killer Instinct, and Darkstalkers. Well, yeah. Killer Instinct is unfortunately just dead. And that was a decent game, ironically enough. He also talked about why they didn't delay Redfall. It had something to do with the fact that it was just technical issues and the delay wasn't going to change the actual core game. What? There's no fuck. Nah, fuck it. I think Lightning's right. We're just going to go look up the goddamn video. Because this is absolutely... It gets worse. He just won't... Bro, I've never been in an interview where I'm like, bro, you need to shut the fuck up. Because you're making this so much worse for yourself. Hold on. Where is it? Damn it, I see a Rageaholic video I want to watch. Fuck me. Hold on. Is it Kind of Funny Games? Now, because I don't want to do like, fuck, it's 41 minutes. I guess we could kind of look at it. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to let the audio play. And if there's any particular section you guys want me to jump to, I will. I won't show footage primarily because, you know, reasons. Or if there's a particular portion you guys want me to look at, let me know. Let's see. Hold on. We gotta pull out the headphones. Jesus Christ. I don't want to spend the full 41 minutes listening to the video, but I feel like we low-key might need to. I don't know. We might need to. Where is the live stream? Also, because I don't want to just take their content. That's the other reason. Delay would have changed the game if they didn't deliver a promise. So basically, it didn't turn out. So it's my will release it. It doesn't matter how many Microsoft buy studios. You don't have the core IPs, and the ones you do have are pretty much dead. Yeah, they've killed a lot of their IP. Developers who only have time. Invite next gen on. We're not doing all that, bro. Ironically enough, I low-key would have invited Juice and you Retro on just for the sake of getting a low-key Juice opinions and shit. But I do want to listen to this a little bit. Damn, it's not really broken up in a way. Oh, lessons learned. Quit hit questions. I guess if we're going to touch anything. Fuck, I guess. I guess we're just going to have to be real about it. Let's see.
With Phil Spencer, it's going to be a fun time together. Phil, let's just jump right into it. And it's a tough way to start this episode. It's my birthday this week, and I didn't want to have to do it like this. But Phil, it's been a tough week in the Xbox universe. As you know, of course, the CMA kind of blocking our acquisition of Activision Blizzard King, and RedFALL coming out to poor reviews at the launch. Let's start off at the top. Phil, let's talk about the CMA and, of course, this Activision Blizzard acquisition. How are you feeling about this? What should be the...
I don't really care about the acquisition part. I mean, that's the L too, but it's then I want to do
at what RedFALL. But I'll just say all up, you know, there's nothing that's more difficult for me than disappointing the Xbox community. I've been a part of it for a long time. I obviously work on Xbox, head of the business, have a lot of friends, get a lot of feedback, and just to kind of watch the community lose confidence, be disappointed. I'm disappointed. I'm upset with myself. I kind of
I see your comments, Lightning.
Our process. You know, I think back to the announcement of 60 frames per second, and then we weren't shipping 60 frames per second. That was kind of our punch in the chin, rightfully, a couple weeks ago. And then seeing the game come out, and the critical response was not.
I'm not inviting Kids Move. Fuck you, Doom.
And it's disappointing. And so, kind of pick myself up. What can we learn? How can we get better? One thing I'll fight is kind of what went wrong. There's clearly quality and execution things that we can do. But one thing I won't do is push against creative aspirations of our teams. Then a lot of people will say, hey, you've got teams know how to do one kind of game. Just force them to go do the one kind of game that they have a proven track record for. And I'm just not a believer in that. Maybe that means I'll under-deliver for some of our fans out there. But when a team like Rare wants to do Sea of Thieves, when a team like Obsidian wants to do Grounded, when Tango wants to go do Hi-Fi, when everybody probably thought they were doing Evil Within 3. I want to give the teams the
I don't even
creative
think Grounded did
platform
well. Did Grounded
to
even do
go
well? Hold on,
push
let's
their
see.
ability, push their aspirations. But I also need to have a great selection of games that are continue to come that surprise
Oh,
and
Grounded
delight
did well,
our fans, and
all things
we
considered.
under-delivered on that. And for
So
that, I
GG's, I guess.
apologize. It's not what I expect, not what I want. But it's ours to deliver.
So following up on that, Phil, so again, I appreciate the transparency on that, but there is a second component to this.
Yeah, Grounded did well.
As you may or may not know, I talk to a lot of people in the Xbox community because I want to understand, what people are excited about, what they're frustrated about, things like that. So kind of sticking on this conversation about Redfall, but it's kind of a bigger general question as well. And I kind of want to read directly from this so I make sure I get it crystal clear. So what goes into the decision to delay a game when
Okay, here we go. This might be the more interesting thing.
Incomplete, or there's a bunch of technical issues. Obviously, we've seen recent examples around the industry. Redfall and Halo Infinite are two that stick out in my mind for Xbox. We obviously have seen the review scores. Clearly, we've had the opinion that the game should be delayed. We know every developer wants to ship the best game that they possibly can, but from your level, what's the balance there on when to ship a game that may be feature incomplete or have some technical issues, or just simply give it more time and delay it?
Well, I think those are, and I'm happy to go very deep on this. I think if I think about a team's execution on a game, we had a creative vision, and did we realize that vision through the game that we created? That's not a delay question if the answer is no. Like, you can't.
What do you mean?
Take something that you started on. This isn't a Redfall specific conversation,
right.
But we will build games that review in the high 80s, and we will build games that review in the 60s. I mean, it's just kind of part of being in game publishing. And if you're afraid of that, then you shouldn't be in the entertainment business. You shouldn't be in the games business.
But Redfall wasn't finished, obviously.
Something below our own internal expectations that surprises us. We should check our process. I don't look at the review scores on Redfall, and there are quality issues, and we're working on those. But I think there's a fundamental piece of feedback that we get that the game isn't realizing the creative vision that it had for its players. That doesn't feel like hey, just delay it. That feels like,
what do you mean?
A goal to do one thing. And
how do you achieve the vision then?
Feeling that thing. They're not feeling.
Oh my God!
Execution of the team.
So it's just hoed.
When a game needs to be delayed, what we did with Halo, we did with Starfield, we did with Redfall, because the production timeline is saying we have this vision, and our production timelines don't get us to the completion of that vision. We do delay games. We do that. Learning about the quality, there are clearly. I
don't understand.
There are bugs in Redfall that's launching, but
I don't understand. So based off of that, what I'm understanding is that by that logic, that means when Redfall released, it had achieved the vision that the developers had for it. The problem is that it just had technical issues. Does that make fucking sense to anybody? So it achieved the vision of the developer, but it still has fucking technical issues. Why are you talking? That doesn't make sense to me, like at all, actually. Like, because they're acting like, well, the game still accomplished what we set out for it to be. It just has technical issues. I'm like, well, yeah, but you can fix technical issues in time, given enough time, which would be beneficial for you to delay the game, especially when it's a new IP. Stupid! I think he's saying that it won't achieve its vision, so a delay wouldn't have helped. Both of those, your interpretation, Juice, and mine, still make them sound stupid, because if we go by your interpretation, that's saying it will never accomplish the vision we had set for it. Therefore, it's a wash, and we're just going to drop it anyway. That is a terrible thought process. Just ask the game. I'd rather you come out with a new IP that hits like it's supposed to. At the very least, with a new IP, get the core gameplay down. And what you're telling me is that they didn't get the core gameplay down. But they were like, well, fuck it. We're already here. Might as well just take the L on it. Like that shit makes any fucking sense.
And look at like the.
Wait a minute. Are they, what the fuck is that? Is it fireworks? Well, listen. Somebody's doing too damn much. Oh my god. You got some goofy ass neighbors, bruh. They failed to achieve the core vision, so what can you do? Cancel it? Yes. But I'm gonna let it go.
Crash rates on the game because we get all the telemetry of everything that's happened. It's not out of proportion for a game that has just launched. It's kind of in the pocket of what we would expect. That's not to deny any of the animation, streaming of texture bugs, the AI bugs that we've seen. We will go work on those. But when I look at the review scores of this game, it's did we have enough of creative differentiation in our core idea? And did we realize that creative ambition? I'm a huge supporter of Arcane Austin. Their track record is awesome. I love a lot of the great games that they've built. This is one where the team didn't hit their own internal goals when it launched. I think it's maybe a little simplistic to just say, hey, if you would have just delayed it 3 months, the core creative of the game would have delivered on something that was different than what it was. So I look at them in different camps. If there's a production timeline issue, we've been open to delaying. If we just have more bugs than we should have at the end of a game, we're open to delaying. At some point, we have to have a creative vision and put the game out, and reviewers and players will tell us what they think.
What the fuck?
Can I jump in?
Yeah, of course. Please, Gary.
So I have just a couple of
What the
small
fuck?
observations and then a question.
I hated
First
that.
of all,
I hated that
wanna
whole
give Phil
answer.
Props for coming on.
Why are you splitting all that shit up?
About why I admire Phil, because he and I have been here before.
It also sounds
Back
inconsistent,
in
but whatever,
2020, during
bro.
the pandemic, when I was doing Animal Talking, Phil, you'll remember this. Phil was booked to come on my dumb Animal Crossing talk show, and then after he was booked, the news came that Halo Infinite was going to be delayed and would not ship with the Xbox Series X and S, and it was you'll remember it was a big deal. There was a lot of wailing and gnashing of teeth and people rending their garments, and I was fully prepared for the other shoe to drop. I was waiting for a call from Xbox PR from Jeff, your friend of mine, Jeff, over in Xbox PR, to say Phil's not going to be able to come on the show live because it's a big mess right now. We don't want to put him in the firing line for that. And Jeff called, and I thought, here it is. Here comes the other shoe. And he was like, Phil just wants to know, when's the tech rehearsal? It's going ahead. And he came on a live talk show and took a bunch of tough questions on a really tough subject and took it on the chin. And I've always admired him for that, it would have been very easy for him to pull out, and he didn't. He came on and he's doing it again now, and I salute Phil for that. The other point I want to make is that every time, there may be some Sony...
Yeah, Scarlett had a lot of
warriors
issues
out there right now crowing about the fact that RedFALL has underperformed. I just want to point this out as a creative. Every time somebody takes a big bet, especially
Forbidden West had issues
on an original idea, a new IP, and it fails,
but people didn't. But those games still didn't rate badly, though. That's the other thing, though.
It makes it that much harder for the Phils and the Jim Ryan.
And also, those are two IPs that at least are established. Forbidden West, that was the second game.
To take a chance on
Pokemon is well established.
Maybe let's just make it
for a new IP. You never want to fuck up a new IP, bro.
So every time somebody takes a risk on something new, and especially if it involves...
And look how much Metroid Prime 4 has been delayed and been changed to another studio and handled.
So I just want everyone to be clear. This sucks for everybody, and I see it.
Yeah, exactly. Saying you respect Phil means absolutely nothing. He's a fall guy at this point. Pretty much. I can respect his honesty. I just think he's wrong.
New succeeds. It's good for everyone when something new and original.
Bro, this is like a dick sucking moment. Can we move on?
Suggests that the reaction was something different than what you were expecting, what you were hoping for. But I know that when these big AAA games, they get subjected to all kinds of internal testing. Focus groups come in. There are third-party companies that will come in and even write mock reviews or come hit detection out that will tell you, here's what you can expect the press to make of your game. So usually you've got a sense of what the game how it's gonna be received.
Are we
before
still on
it's
this?
released. So you can receive. Sorry, I know I've been on a long time. And the second part of that is, when a game is released now, it's not like the old days when a cartridge was shipped in a box and the release of the game was the end of the game's like development cycle. Now it's just the 1.0 release is just a point on the roadmap. To what extent, given that what we're talking about here is not just 30 frames, but design issues, things that may be more conceptual, to what extent do you think, or are you committed to continuing to work on the game and getting it maybe a year down the road, Cyberpunk, No Man's Sky, we've seen these redemptive stories in the past. To what extent do you hold out hope that you can still get the game closer to where you wanted it to be?
I wouldn't call Cyberpunk a redemption
I know
story,
that
but
was a
okay.
lot.
No, well, at first I thought your words about creative ambition of teams, you especially, I mean, you've lived this, you've done this, are very well said and very spot on. So thank you for that. And that's why I love your voice in this community, because you've created, you've seen kind of ups, and as anybody in the industry, we've all seen downs. And
Oh my God.
on the score, yeah, we do mock reviews for every game that we launch, and this is like double digits lower than we thought we would be with this game went through our mock reviews, and that's what's one of the disappointing things. Like we would never strive to launch a game that we thought was going to review in the low 60s. It's not part of our goals. If you look at our review scores over the last year, it's not a defense.
I muted the mic on accident. Fuck me. Sorry. So what I'm saying is this. Oh, my bad. So real quick. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a short break, go to the restroom because I'm disgusted with this fuckery, and it's made me sick to my stomach. Actually, that I actually do genuinely need to go to the restroom. And when I get back, I'm gonna let you guys talk. So I don't know how I want to do this. I can do this actually, because I think, hold on, let me see something real quick. I think I might do this in my server actually. Let's see. Yeah, if you're in my server, I'm going to be in gamer chat. And we're gonna have like a legitimate conversation. So you guys can preemptively get into gamer chat now. But I'm gonna go use the restroom for a second. I say a second, it's gonna be more than a second. And then we're gonna have a conversation, because this shit is it's not that I couldn't listen to more of it. I just don't want the whole stream to be me listening to it and turn into a glorified reaction. Not for this. Because I feel like I'm just gonna get angry at the phrasing. Like because the core of it is that he sounds defeated. He sounds like he's sad and he's defeated, and he's like, well, it is what it is. We're never gonna win. We're never gonna be great. So this is just how Xbox is, and I know fans are gonna be mad at us, but this is just how Xbox is gonna be. And I'm sitting here in the back going like, bro, you sound like you fucking gave up at trying, and it pisses me off, because there was no reason for you to be this defeated this easily and this quickly. But that's what it fucking feel like, and it pisses me off because it's such a lazy way of handling things. And it's such a weak way of handling things. So what I'm gonna do real quick is I'm gonna play some Rush OST while I go to the bathroom. And if you guys want to talk, get into the Discord and get in the gamer chat, and we'll talk for the next, I think, hour. Yeah, hour. That's fine. So yeah, I'll be right back. Go ahead and get in there. So when I get back, we can just jump into the convo. And if you don't have me added on Discord, I know my Discord should be linked in my link tree. All right, Juice. Thank you for coming, though. Appreciate it. All right, I will be right back. Let's listen to some fucking smooth tunes, as the kids say. Xbox is some fucking dog shit. Damn.
You proceed. This is what you need.
Yeah. Oh, it should be in the description. It's on my link tree. See, source sounds are. Oh, source sounds in here? Oh, shit. Oh. I need Jesus.
What's up?
Hey, man.
How's it going?
Good. How are you, bro?
Well, I'm feeling better. You know, I think I said it earlier. I got COVID like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So
It's good to hear.
I'm getting better. You know, sometimes I lose my breath, but it's not as bad as it was before.
Right. Where the fuck? Hold on. I'll repost the link to the Discord, peeps. Hold on a second. It was in the fucking. It was in the Linktree link. Could have easily.
It is.
Do you see the Linktree link in the description?
Let me see.
Yep,
I see it there.
Yeah, you should just if you click the Linktree link at the bottom of it, you'll see Discord, and you click that, and it'll get you in the Discord. Yeah. So you should be You should be able to get into the Discord then. Oh, let's see. Make sure I'm not tripping. Yeah, you just got in. I just see you. You're in there. All right. So, yeah. Anyways, so fucking Xbox is where we're at.
Sympathy baiting.
Say what?
It's sympathy baiting.
What do you mean from Phil?
Yeah, you know how there's those people that are like, you know, I'm just not that good looking. I'm not that strong. I'm like, they're trying to get people to feel sorry for them and compliment them. I'm pretty sure that's his tactic right now.
So
There's no way in hell a president would be saying stuff like that.
Yeah, but the way it's such a sad way of handling things. Like, I mean, fucking like even Reggie when he used the damage control for Nintendo when they were fucking up with the Wii U, it was never to this ridiculous of an extent. Like Reggie would go out of his way to make it sound like everything is fine. Phil, and to be fair, I understand that people respect Phil probably more in the sense that at least Phil's being honest about it. But it's such a sad state to be in, while also saying shit that logically just does not make sense, like at all.
I think the difference here is that Reggie always had a way to connect with the fans, and the fact that Xbox players, I don't know, I don't want to do anything bad, but Xbox players have never been that honest with everything going on with their own product. So
Well,
you
'cause
can't really speak to them directly like that.
I don't.
I've never felt that connection there.
I mean, like, I don't. I don't think it's that as much as I would say is that the direction he takes. All right, so here's the problem. Xbox fans are kind of different. Xbox fans have been different. These are the motherfuckers who only play like 4 types of games and don't really do anything else. And it's not me being disrespectful. That's literally a problem they've had since probably the 360 generation, which is why they struggle getting games of different genres out there. Because it's not that for a while it wasn't. It used to be an issue that Xbox wasn't putting out those kind of games, which was still a legitimate issue. But it also became an issue that like people weren't buying those games on their platform. Like for some reason, their fan base was very dedicated to like these 3 sets of titles, and if you did anything outside of that 3 set, you weren't getting nothing out of it. Like you weren't getting any money out of it. I think the problem is that to that fan base, you look weak as fuck to say some weird shit like, "Well, we'll just never out console Sony and Nintendo," which is really insulting because it's like, bruh, you have so many people championing your product, and you're telling me
Right.
you can't even hold those people down. The people, and then what makes me mad is the whole. We're still worrying about our console core experience, which is would be fine, but then he'll be like, well, but we're not trying to compete with Sony. I'm like, bruh, just put out but good games. Like the core of the issue is you're not putting
Not
out
releasing anything.
good games. They're acting like the good games part of it is some restricted access that only works on Nintendo and Sony. No, just put out good games. Like it makes me mad when he talks about the days of people jumping ship between consoles is over. That's true. That doesn't mean they won't own multiple consoles in their household. There are plenty of people who owned a PS3 and a 360. There are plenty of people who owned a Wii and a 360, for God's sakes. There are plenty of people who currently now own a PS5 and a Switch. Like, it's not like it's impossible, but you gotta put out games that make people want to buy your console to fucking invest in. Like, it's crazy to me. It's like to me to say you're invested in the Xbox core experience, but you're not putting out quality games. What is the core experience to an Xbox executive then? If it isn't about the games that you're putting out.
And I wanna respond to Sir Mel, who's talking about it's not about the fact that Phil's being open. It's the fact that you're the owner of a business. When you start downplaying your own product against your what would be your opponents, which is Sony and Nintendo at this point, it doesn't give investors be like the guarantee that things are gonna be good in the future. It's not that I'm not taking shots at Phil for being an open person. I'm talking about as a businessman, you're making yourself look bad, which makes investors not trusting in your product and the future of that product. I just want to state that because I don't want to make it sound like I'm hating on Phil, because I don't hate Phil. I've never really been an Xbox person. I mean, I bought a 360 like 2 years after it launched just because my friends had it. I have owned an Xbox before, but it's never been a system that I've ever cared for. I'm not trying to throw shade at Phil. I'm just saying that is not the appropriate way to come out in that type of sense, because it doesn't make your product and your company look good in the long run.
It makes well, my problem is the way he was talking and the language he used. It makes him sound like he has no faith in his own product. And try you're pretty close to what I would view it as. He's too worried. He's the competition has got him so worried that he feels defeated. And then on top of that, your game just came out and doesn't make any isn't making any good waves. Right now, people are saying it's buggy. People are saying it's glitchy. People are saying it has all these problems. Then you realize your deal with Activision just got blocked, and and they haven't had like a heavy hitter in a while. And we're all in the back like, yeah, this looks pretty bad. And then he comes out and he's like, wow, this is really bad. And he's like, well, it is what it is. And you're like, so my two options with Phil are either it is what it is, which is how he's treating this market currently, or well, actually no, I think it is what it is. I think that's where he's hanging now. That's his safe zone. It is what it is. And I'm like, bro, that is not what you say as a head of a company. You just don't say that shit. Like, put an effort in, like, instill confidence in your fan base. Because you know what your fan base doesn't like? Seeing their favorite console manufacturer talk like they're fucking defeated, talking about, well, we're just gonna invest in Game Pass, and we're just gonna invest in xCloud, and focus on the console core experience. So I should stop buying games for your console the way you're talking. That's the vibe I got from it. It makes it sound like I should stop buying games for your console. The fuck?
So, and this reminds me of a video I saw a couple days ago. It was somebody talking about how they missed the Wii U and stuff like that, and how Nintendo was trying more because they were so behind. Like, this is when you, as a console creator, are supposed to put your best foot forward. Like, if you're this behind, you need to put more effort into what you're creating, into what you're making for your audience. Get them back to your side. Like, this is not the time to be throwing in the towel. This is where you're supposed to show that you have the capacity to make the best product you can make, which is what Nintendo was doing during the Wii U. Yes, the Wii U was a flop, but if you think back at all the games that they were releasing, they were bangers after bangers after bangers, even if they weren't that highly,
The problem with the Wii U is that it was the only games you could play on the console. They were good games, but they were the only games you could play on the console, and they were spaced out too far for some points. So if you were, that's why people say the Switch burned the Wii U owner, because if you were a Switch owner, you essentially got all those games again, because the argument was, well, no one bought the Wii U, which they're not wrong to make that assumption, but your Wii U fans felt burned because it was like, I did buy your console and I did play those games. So seeing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, kind of fucking annoying. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze Deluxe, kind of fucking annoying. Pikmin 3 Deluxe, kind of fucking annoying. Bayonetta and Bayonetta 2. Yeah, like, you've re-released so much shit. It's almost like, as a Wii U owner, you hurt your fans. But even then, it still boiled down to, well, at least you're giving the new fan, the new people coming in on the Switch generation, shit to play. Like, those games aren't stuck on a console that would be perceived as dead.
But that's my point. Like, even if the console was not doing as well, the games, for those that owned a Wii U, those games were amazing. That's why they were brought to the Switch, because Nintendo knew those games were good. They just weren't selling on the console. They weren't.
Well, they were. Pushing. I mean, on the console they had, they were still selling well. I mean, Mario Kart 8 still shipped like 8 fucking million units on a console that was.
That's what I'm saying. Nintendo was so far behind, but they were still putting in that effort. That's what I'm missing from Microsoft.
Yeah, I would agree.
If you're gonna say you're this behind, put in that effort.
Well, to me, you can't make the argument about how you've immediately been screwed, about how, like, you can't make the statement that good games don't equal console sales when you don't put out good games. Right. Also, side note, Alamari, I know you just left, but if you're still in the chat, I don't know if you just didn't say anything or if I just missed you, but you were in there for a second, buddy.
I thought I saw you do it. You can come in and talk.
No, I didn't know. I didn't get a chance to address him, and he disappeared. And yes, the Wii U had good games.
The Wii U had amazing games.
Yeah, I have a library of that bitch.
Nobody had the console.
Yeah, but they're kind of spread out on my little shelves back here. But yeah, the Wii U had a lot of quality titles. The issue the Wii U had ultimately was no other support other than Nintendo. Nintendo pretty much, but to me that was still a representation that Nintendo was willing to carry that console on their back and show that the console was worth a damn. And even though they didn't succeed, the next system sure as hell did. It made damn sure well that the next system came in and proved its worth real quickly and real easily. And that's my core issue, is that Xbox isn't giving us that same luxury. Like, I'm a humor Hi-Fi Rush, because I remember them. They said that dumb shit about how Hi-Fi Rush didn't make the money. They weren't happy with the money it didn't make. So I'll humor it. Let's go look up Hi-Fi Rush.
It was a shadow drop. So.
Well, no, definitely. Like, to me, it was a stupid statement to make anyway, because I'm like, you shadow dropped it, and it's on a console where you have no real reason to buy first party titles, physically or individually, if anything. Like if I look up Hi-Fi Rush right now, it is. Oh, that's weird. It goes from like, why is it? Oh, there's a deluxe version. Okay, I got it. It's if you got the deluxe version, it's $40, and if you got the standard version, it was $30. So, is this even a physical version of the game? I don't even think this is a physical version. I think this is a digital version, isn't it? At the purchase, you can access the game. Yeah, this isn't even so. There's no physical version of the game. So what they're complaining about is a game that they shadow dropped, not being downloaded a bunch of times. Okay, so but let's humor it. So Hi-Fi Rush is 40 at most and 30 at least. So let's go see how much is Xbox Game Pass right now.
You said 15 earlier, which means that's 2 months.
If I remember correctly, but I'm about to go check right now just to make sure. Xbox Game Pass. How much are you, buddy? Let's see. They're already talking about Starfield. I don't give a fuck about that because there's no guarantee that game's going to be good. But I just want to see how much is normal Game Pass. So if we're talking about console, just console, it's $10. Off a Microsoft website, it's $10. It's $15 if I got Ultimate, which is the PC and the console one. So I can spend $10 a month and play Hi-Fi Rush for $10. So why in the fuck? At least I could spend.
Would you spend the $30?
Yeah, why would you spend $30 if you can play that and everything else in Game Pass right now? I don't understand how they're surprised. I don't understand how they're even disappointed. Nintendo put in twice the effort they had a console and a handheld division. Exactly. But see, Nintendo has been about that life for years. Xbox has never put their hands in the handheld market because they can't even hold up their console market consistently. And people need to realize something. Xbox hasn't been able to hold their console market since the 360. Like, motherfuckers don't like to hear that because they think I'm like exaggerating. But like realistically, that's what's happening. Like, the 360, for all intents and purposes, the last couple of years of the 360, they didn't put out anything new. They put out, pretty much the 360 was being held up by third party. The Xbox One came out, and those titles didn't do well. The first party titles didn't really do that well. There might be a handful of exceptions, but for the most part, the first party titles on the Xbox One did not do well. And then we came to the Xbox Series X, and they really haven't done well. And somehow we're still having this conversation of, well, we got to learn better quality control. It's been we're in like 2 console generation. We're in 4 for them. They're 4 console generations deep, and we're still having this conversation about quality control. Bitch, just let them finish the game. And the problem is, I think Lightning brought up earlier, Microsoft has a history of not letting their developers do what they want with their games. So when he made that comment about how, well, maybe we need to get more involved when these game companies come over from being independent to being under Microsoft's name, I'm like, don't do that, because that's what's saving some of those smaller titles. That's what's saving Ori. That's what's saving Cuphead.
Those indie titles are it's always better for them when they're a small team.
Well, it's better for them when they're not being manhandled by their company. Because I guess up until this point, the way Microsoft is talking, at least the way Phil's talking, is that they don't really put their hands in those companies when they buy them. They kind of just buy them and let them do what they're going to do. Which, ironically enough, for the most part, I think has had more hits than misses. I guess Arcane would be the example of a miss. But, like, for the most part, the company is like, well, all we need from you is the financial funding. We're Gucci. And for the most part, it's been pretty well received. So them saying, wait, what, Revolver? What about your phone, Revolver? So confused. Hold on a second. But yeah, that's to me, that's the core of the issue. Like, them putting their hands in the game, I feel like it's gonna be worse, because I think that's what hurt. Hell, even have the Netflix app. Oh, you're talking about Antrite. Antrite. Yeah, but see, back then, having Netflix on your console was a crazy novelty. Like back in the day, having apps on your console was a crazy novelty. Now it's kind of expected, and it's kind of like whatever about it. Because let's be real here, as you can see, I have a computer set up. Well, you can't see, but this is the computer set up, and then my consoles are behind it. Realistically, I can cut on all those apps and whatever on a smart TV on this bitch and be perfectly fine and stable. What drives me nuts personally, though, is that we're still unfortunately in an era where like people know that gaming, like first party titles, can still be king, but the most successful games are multiplats. And I feel like maybe Xbox thinks that, well, if we're doing multiplats all the time, we'll be fine because multiplats get a bunch of money, which is cool. But multiplats don't sell consoles, especially when you're not the market leader in that situation. And the problem is Xbox was coming in with a chip on their shoulder because you were already losing to PlayStation at the switch of a generation. To the point where, to be fair, Sony didn't even need to switch consoles. I think I was very open about that. You could have kept running with the PS4 for another couple of years, low key, and PlayStation would have been fucking fine.
That was a sense you had when PS5 was announced. I remember that.
Yeah, and but then like the 360, but the Xbox One definitely needed like a new console and a new start, and it had a new start and it fucked it up. It didn't do a goddamn thing different. Also, you're right, Black Doom. It wasn't free on 360 because the fucking claim to fame that the 360 has and the claim to fame Xbox has when it comes to its importance in the gaming industry boil down to one simple thing. We provide online gaming. And what did they do? They put a motherfucking paywall in front of it. I was about to say my hope for Xbox went down in 2016 when they put their games to be multiplat. I was an Xbox fan for 10 years. I mean, you can get back into the call, dude. I feel like if you want, I feel like you can have the chance to talk. I think, unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to address you before you dropped out of the call. So if you want to say it, you can say it in the call. But you are, the multiplat thing was a weird choice. It's still a weird choice. It wasn't smart.
Well, wasn't it because of the whole like they just bought a bunch of games for?
Well, it's because Xbox kept saying that shit about how they wanted to be more of a service than a game manufacturer.
Yeah.
Which I probably would have been. I think it's some spooky shit to say now, like to fucking be like, yeah, I don't really care about I don't really care about making games. I'm like, what do you mean you don't care about that shit? Like that doesn't make, to me, it doesn't make any sense. Also, I'm even looking right now. This is what they got as a thing on their site for Game Pass, by the way. If you get an Xbox Series X or an Xbox Series S, you can get Game Pass for 2 years for $1 a month. So if you spend $25 or $24, you can get Game Pass in its entirety for 2 years. That shit just sounds ridiculous. But see, that's what they're focusing on. And to me, Game Pass is for the cheap gamer, which isn't. It's fine. Xbox fans getting cucked and blacked. That's a damn shame. It's true, but it's a damn shame. For God's sakes, I got a $5 donation from fucking Revolver earlier. If I got five more, if I got five more dollars, I would have enough for Game Pass for a month, in which I could then get Hi-Fi Rush and a slew of other titles, and be playing that game now. Also, to me, it's crazy to me that you had Hi-Fi Rush on there about it not selling well, but you have no physical version of that game. Why is it you can't complain about like that game not having sold what you thought it was going to sell, and you literally only created 2 ways of buying it. Either I buy it on Xbox digitally, or I get it on Game Pass. Can I even buy it on PC? Hold on, let me see something. I didn't even check. I think I can, but I wanted to see. Yeah, I can buy it on PC. So the only 2 ways you can buy it, the 3 ways you had was you buy it on PC, you buy it on Xbox, or you buy it on Game Pass. Or you just have Game Pass. What's the fuck? Like what the fuck? Oh, I hate it. I hate it because they could have been better. They couldn't have been better. The fact that they made Game Pass on PC really, to me, was stupid in its own right too. And the reason why I say it was stupid in its own right is because now you don't even have to own the console to get on Game Pass. I think there are certain titles that are still exclusive from one to the other, but the point is that you can literally enjoy almost every aspect of being an Xbox fan and not own an Xbox console. Like people don't realize that Game Pass seems to be the thing they're pushing, and probably that and maybe XCloud. Well, the majority of their games are on PC. You can get Game Pass on PC, and a lot of those first party titles are all cross platform on PC. So why the fuck would I get like okay, cool. Let's see. Let's check something here. I'm gonna get on Steam real quick. Let's see. See what else can I get? Let's see. Let's say Halo. Let's see Halo. What can I get on Halo? I can get Halo Infinite. That doesn't seem right. That's the multiplayer. I can get Halo Infinite on Steam. So I don't need it for that. Let's do Rare Replay. Rare Replay. I think that might be on. I don't think that's on Steam yet, but still. Oh yeah, and then the over obsession with controllers that fucking Rare they have. Hey guys, throwing in my 2 cents before I need to get ready for work. But it seems like Phil Spencer kind of feels like he gave up and decided the bad games will drive them to be fine. What? But to me that's not true. I think that's my problem with it. It really won't be fine. Now if they don't care anymore, that's one thing, but like it's not productive in any way, shape, or form.
Like at this point, just stop being a video game service. And
Yeah, like literally just give the fuck up, because that's what it sounds like. To be honest, Microsoft does have the money to fail so much that their studios don't have to try to make good games. Then why make games at all? What are you making fucking games for? Assholes.
What's up, Black Doom?
Hey, Black Doom.
Oh, yo, we smoking that X pack.
Oh shit. Oh my god.
Mm-mm-mm.
Go ahead and give your 2 cents, man.
All right, so I think this whole thing, pretty much the past like 5 to 6 years, it just goes to show like this problem with Microsoft has been going on since the 360. But the thing is, they had actual games for people to play, because for the 360, you had the 360 itself just like being faulty, and people still bought it. People still played their 360 games.
Yeah.
You had this isn't 360, but Games for Windows Live, which is pretty much like Xbox Live Gold, and they tricked an entire generation of people that, hey man, pay to play online, and on top of that, pay to use features that other things have for free, like Netflix with Crackle was a party chat, whatever bullshit. And on PC, they got rid of that because that was stupid. But they had a shit ton of Xbox 360 people say, yeah, okay, I'll do that. So then you move on to near the end, because like you said, I'll say 2012 was like the last year, probably 2011. Pretty much they didn't have any games. It kind of just was Halo, Gears, and Forza, nothing else. So then you move on to the Xbox One, and we had Don Matrick. If you don't like the Xbox One, stick with the 360 with the whole Kinect thing. Oh, I forgot Kinect. Kinect was stupid. So you had like 3 big ass things, but people still bought the 360 because the 360 had games. Then go to Xbox One, where they're gonna force you to buy a Kinect camera, which was like $100 more. That DRM stuff, all it was just terrible off the jump. And then had Don Matrick saying that, and then it's like, oh yeah, the last generation, man, we really should not have lost that. Well, y'all should have never made those stupid decisions. And eventually they rolled all that back. But then going back to what I was saying earlier in the stream about Killer Instinct and Microsoft having a history of just fucking over developers or just not listening to them.
Right.
Whether it's like Halo 3 ODST, they made that full price when Bungie did not want that to be full price. which sucks. So that's a very good game, and similar to was it Killer Instinct was just handled horribly. I
Oh,
don't even know why
absolutely.
they did that.
And it's a really good
And
game, but it was handled so poorly.
yeah, I really like that game, and they just kind of just yeah, well, it was doomed from the start, and then you just kind of killed it, not doing anything with it. So then all these other games that are now being multi-platform or having exclusive things on PlayStation, and then more and more people are getting PCs, so now they're putting on PCs. And then you have Xbox Live Gold. Now, granted, at this time, you had PSN, you had to pay to play online, which was I blame Microsoft for that because Sony's like, well, hey,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Microsoft's doing it. I guess we'll do it too.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Because the competition was already doing it. So the PS3 I think was the most balanced, where it was free. Certain aspects of it were free. Like you could still play online for free, and then like certain extra features you would have to pay for on PS Plus. And then the PS4 came out, and they were like, "No, you got to pay online. You got to pay for everything." And everyone in the back like, "Fucking Microsoft." Because to me, I always will say Microsoft's claim to fame in the gaming industry is online. That's the only thing they did well was online. But go ahead. Sorry, I want to cut you off.
No, it's good. So then, and even then, like when you had to pay online for PSN, it was still a better deal than with Microsoft, which baffles me. But keep going. So then, eventually, it just became the meme of Xbox got no games, and then it really became like the Halo Gears Forza thing. Because literally, what did the Xbox One have? Like, what did they have? What did they really have?
Are you talking about legit
I
games?
think it was mostly multiplayer.
It was, well, you had Rise on a Rome, you had Killer Instinct, you had Sunset Overdrive, you had Alan Wake, you had Tomb Raider for a year. Hold on, I'm trying to think. Sea of Thieves, State of Decay 2, Crackdown. I think Battletoads was on. Yeah, Battletoads was on that. It wasn't on the Series X.
But how many of these games were like good though? Were actually highly
Oh,
received?
almost none of them, except for some of the indie or the studios they bought, like fucking Cuphead. That was good, but they bought MDR before. I think it's MDR, it's MDHDR. I forget what it is, but they bought that studio in the middle of them making that game. Or it's same thing with Moon. They bought that one in the middle of them doing Ori. I think the Will of the Wisp. Yeah, I think Will of the Wisp was made after. Like that was the only one where you could kind of say that was Xbox. But once again, I very much view that as they just gave them money. They gave them money and funding, and that was it. Right? Their first party releases were pretty trash. Yes, we're talking about Xbox, Donnie. We're also in the Discord. You were allowed to come in if you want to give your opinions on the Xbox recent drama.
Yeah, we own that sex box, bro.
Oh God. But go ahead.
Yeah, like there was all the good games were multiplats, or they had the whole console exclusive thing, which I'm like, well, I still think that's the dumbest thing ever. Like, dude, saying something's a console exclusive isn't really a flex. It's just not, especially when the PC versions were better than the console versions. So then PS4 had all these games from Uncharted 4, Killzone Sleepfall, Infamous Second Son, Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us 2.
Wait a minute. Killzone Sleepfall? You fucking savage.
I stole that from someone else. I just think it's funny. But like you had all these other games coming out. And then Nintendo with the the Wii U, but then they had the Switch. And like what was Microsoft doing? By this point they're doing Game Pass, but they still didn't really have many games, like first party games that were good. Because at this point, yeah, what Halo 5, which that still isn't on PC for some reason. Every other Halo game is on PC, but that for whatever reason. 343 just kept fucking up, and then they released Halo Infinite, which that's a whole other story. You have Gears 4, Gears 5. I've only played 4. I never played 5, but don't know what's going on with the Coalition. Fuck those guys. They don't even know how to port Gears 1 to the Game Pass. That game sucks. So then we move all the way up to here, and like I said, it shows the problem that people were okay with all this shit going on, or a lot of people like Xbox gamers, Xbox whatever, they were okay with it because they still had their games, and the casual gamer was okay because hey, they still have all these games to play. But the more and more we go, or I guess the more and more we go to like recent years, you see that they're losing games. The games that they have are less in like quality, and all these other platforms are getting them, or they just have better alternatives or better options.
Right.
So now we're all the way up to here, which Mr. Big Don Matrix like, okay, so people say releasing good games are gonna have people buy our Xbox, but like it's just not true, man. It's not true. We've done it before. We have games like
Yeah, I really wish
RedFAll.
I wish someone had called him out on it. Like, I wish someone had been like, "Hey, when's the last game you put out that would be qualified as an example of that?" Because I'm dead ass sitting here going, "Bruh, you're a fucking liar." Like, I almost want to be like, "Bro, you haven't put out a good game to make that argument." I think that's my core issue with that statement. Because remember, everyone's had their conspiracy theories when it comes to certain things in the gaming industry. Like, I very much still think that Nintendo has a certain bias against them, regardless if they were to put out like a console that was on the same par as a PS5 or whatever. I think there is some level of bias in the gaming industry. But like, to sit there and make a statement saying that they wouldn't buy an Xbox if we had quality titles, and I'm like, I don't think that's inherently true. I think they may not buy the games, but I think people who saw a good string of like quality titles, I think that's my problem with him. I think he thinks that like one good game is enough to make a motherfucker switch. Like, it would have to be one. There are very few titles that have that power for it to be just one game. Like,
Yeah, this isn't like Sonic the Hedgehog on the Genesis. This is not like that. This is we're modern day, man. You need more games like that. And they bought all these studios, and back in the Xbox One days, they had like Xbox Originals and all this shit. All that was like canceled. So what's this money going to? Where is it? Like what are you doing, Don? Like you stealing money? Like what's going on here?
Yeah, like at this point, we're in a position of, and see, at the end of the day, I don't think any of us here are core Xbox gamers anyway. Most people here are probably playing
Nintendo or Sony.
Yeah, Nintendo or Sony, or maybe PC, right? Like, I think at this point, a Steam Deck is becoming a better option than buying an Xbox console, even though the Xbox console is more powerful. Because at least then because hell, you can play half of those Xbox games on your Steam Deck.
The Steam Deck.
Like, so like my problem is just, and my problem is that, and I've always said this, Xbox has to be willing. The way I always talk about how Nintendo needs to invest in third party, I also bring up the same argument that Xbox needs to invest in first party. And you have to build a relationship, and so that gamers can look at your company, your console, and go, okay, we can trust that every year or two we're going to get like a consistently good first party Xbox experience. And I said, if you did that for a generation, motherfuckers would be way more willing to support you coming into the next generation. And what did they do? They did a bunch of half-ass mediocre efforts and then just really kind of stopped trying. And it bothered me because they sat there, and because he then turned around and sat there and acted like it wasn't going to happen anyway. I'm like, how would you know? You never gave it a legitimate try. Just put out consistently good first-party experiences and see where it gets you. Looked at the corner and realized, oh, there's nothing good over here. The fuck is wrong with you? Like, oh, Donnie, it's always funny how Xbox fans complain about not having JRPGs on their system, though. Well, they don't care. I'm gonna be real with you. A lot of Xbox fans do not give a fuck about JRPGs. Hell, the reason why they don't have them on their system is because there has been generations of Xbox fans who just ignored them. And I will give Phil credit. He made a genuine effort during the Xbox One generation to get more Japanese games. And people didn't support those titles. So at that point,
it was too late. You're 3 consoles in.
Well, to me at that point, I don't
The fan
blame.
base isn't there.
I don't blame Phil because Phil at least put in an effort. I blame the fan base for Xbox.
That's
They-
what I'm saying. Like he tried his best, but you're 3 consoles in, and you've never shown this type of gaming to your own core audience before. Most of them don't even bother.
But what is this? I don't play this shit.
Exactly. You get on Fortnite. Fuck you. Like that's
Fortnite Forza. That Hot Wheels expansion on Fortnite, or not fucking Fortnite, on Forza. I'm gonna play that instead. Let's go, baby.
and that's what people did. They said, I'm not playing this. I'm not playing this Japanese shit. The kicker was though when Persona released on Game Pass, they kept talking about, man, well, Persona blew up on Game Pass, and I was like, cool.
Persona already blew up like it's been
But-
blown
well,
up like years ago.
Well, my issue is more so I'm like, well, yeah, that's great, but like, how much did it sell on Xbox? Because it may have done well in terms of Game Pass streams, but how much money did Atlas make off the sale of it? Oh, what's that? You wouldn't pay for it. What? Well, why not? Oh, I know why you wouldn't pay for it, because you could get it cheaper on Game Pass. To me, Game Pass literally is the reason why they're not going to make any money on their first party shit. And to me, to expect to make money on their first party shit, knowing they're not going to do that shit, is not fair at all.
I was watching the Gamer 2323 was it last night? The night before?
Oh, I remember that. You talking about the Xbox video?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was listening to that too.
Yeah, what he said about I agree about the Xboxes like or Microsoft is like Nintendo, where they have Halo, Gears, Forza. Nintendo has their established IPs, but like and Nintendo does their quality is either really good, and some games have gotten even better, or they do things that are different to give you new experiences. Meanwhile, Microsoft, it's like it's getting less and less, and when they do something different, who cares? Like it's trash, and it's less and it's less. Like I would rather play all the Mario games. Like I love Halo. Like I think Halo and Titanfall are probably my favorite like first person shooters, like competitively or I guess competitive wise. So to see what they did with Halo Infinite, like as soon I already it was kind of sus with the whole Craig thing, but when that multiplayer was like free to play, I'm like, all right, I'm not this game ain't looking too good. And then look what happened with the game. Game's not done. Story sucks. Boring campaign because like you pretty much need like another person to have the most fun with the game. The game is so big and there's like nothing to do pretty much besides like do Attack on Titan stuff and use that grapple hook to swing everywhere. But like it's just bad, and 343 has done absolutely nothing to make it better compared to like was it Mario 3D World. Some people may not like that game. I would still say it was a solid title, but then you go from there to the like Mario Odyssey, like come on now. I forgot what I was basically what I'm saying is Microsoft sucks at their quality control. They can't do the shit.
Oh yeah, the I'm still sticking by my statement. Nintendo has a better shooter out this gen than Xbox does, which is wild to say because that's one of their core genres that they made money at. But I very much stick by it. Nintendo has a better shooter than Xbox this generation. That's insane to lose in one of your top tier. That's like Sony being like that's like me saying Sony has a better platformer out than Mario. That's a a better platforming game out than Nintendo. That's a ballsy statement to make. Because who the fuck's losing in their best subject? These motherfuckers are like, my best subject's math. Oh shit, I failed math. Like what the fuck? Like it sounds like magic. It sounds like black magic just happened. Like some evil.
As if they wanted to fail, which is like, why would you want to fail? But then you have all these things, and then people damage controlling them. It's like, okay, it's not like it might be good, guys. It might be good, and then like it comes out. Okay, hey, it's still good, man. You know, I can see it. I can see what they're cooking. And I'm like, no, I don't see what they're cooking at all. They can put that shit away. I don't want it. Like, I stopped playing Halo
That's the
Infinite like
thing.
months ago. That shit is just boring. I'm like, I'm not
They
playing
need
this,
to
bro.
cook it more. That's the thing. It's not that you don't want what they're cooking. You want them to cook it longer.
I want them to cook
That way
it.
it's
Period.
actually quality.
I want you to cook. I want you to turn the heat on. The fuck.
They serve it raw.
I feel like all you did was drop it in the pan and then put it on the stove. And I'm like, you know, you gotta cut it on, right? Oh shit, for real? Oh my bad, dog.
No, they put that in the microwave and serve it to you. So here you go.
It's such
That'll
a
be $40, please. On top of that, you gotta pay for online. Can you do that too?
it's such a sorry state of affairs, bro. And the kicker is that bro, is that Zelda comes out next week and is about to fuck the whole industry up.
Again.
Yeah, again,
We're
actually.
about to have more people gliding on stuff, and maybe now we're gonna have games where now you go into islands in the sky or whatever. I can't wait for it.
Motherfuckers, people like, bro, RedFall's coming out. I'm like, dog, who gives a shit?
Sleepfall.
Who gives a shit right now? Zelda comes out next week. Shut your dumb ass up. Like, what the fuck? It's just crazy to me, dog. It's crazy that that's where we're at currently. 343X retro devs. Nothing. Oh Lord, oh man, it's just crazy that this is where we're at. It's crazy, but it's also a fucking shame that this is where we're at. And the reality is this is that the Nintendo method is something they could have done. You could have had Halo and Gears and Forza be your pillars as long as you were willing to experiment. Forza, I think, is the only IP that's consistently still liked, and it's mainly because you have the Horizon series and then you have the Motorsport series, and those games are consistently good, which is why Forza, I think, still does well. But then you turn over in the corner, you're like, Gears. I'm like, bro, Gears can't stay like this.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing, man. Like, I'm legit. I was in the mood for playing all the Gears of War games because, like, you know what? I haven't played them in a long time, and the only one I really played was 2. So I'm gonna go on because I'm on PC. I'm gonna go on PC Game Pass and see what's going on. I assume they have all of them, right? I mean, like, it's not like they would only have half the games on there. So I'll go on there. I play this Ultimate Edition. It's supposed to be 4K. Play that shit. No matter what, I can't get a stable frame rate, and it slows down. And I look up on my, no way, it's my PC. And it turns out some update or something happened years ago, and they just haven't fixed it. So basically, it's just stuttering. Frames are going up and down. I'm like, man, this sucks. But at least they have Gears 2. They don't have Gears 2, 3, or Judgment. Why is that not on the PC? That doesn't make any sense. What's this digital library that you're trying to build up in this ecosystem when you don't have the games on said ecosystem? Like, I ain't spending $300 on a sex box. Like, come on now, that ain't happening. About to emulate that shit.
Yeah, because it's a better option. Oh, Xbox plus OnlyFans bundle. You're fucking savage. It probably would make some money, but you're fucking savage, Revolver. Jesus fucking Christ.
Xbox, you're so Game Pass. What's going on?
But like, literally, that is literally where we're at, bro. Like, to the point where motherfuckers probably would make more money if you just did that. I also thought Game Pass was losing the money anyway, because it sounded conceptually crazy to me that you're able to offer all these games for like such a low price. And then the kicker is you can stay finding deals for Game Pass. Like right now, I'm gonna humor it. If I Google Game Pass deals, can I just casually find?
Dude, Discord had some. Discord had like 3 months of Xbox or not of a Game Pass. Like I've had 2 of these offers in the past 2 years. It's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. Actually, if you have Nitro offers like if you have Discord Nitro, one of the gifts they gave you was an Xbox Game Pass one, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why is it this easy to get this bitch for not even paying? So I'm like, the money they're making off of it, I don't even think is that much, because I'm like, there's always deals for this bitch. Game Pass.
Yeah, man, they have that those some Microsoft Azure servers. They got that, I guess. Maybe that's what's holding it up. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know where
the reality is what's holding up Microsoft Xbox, at least specifically, is that the company they're attached to is a company that makes so much fucking money off of its successful aspects that like you have no real reason to like you have no like they'll never be in a situation where they have to close Xbox off of lack of money because they'll always have money. The problem is that it's just
point,
go ahead.
Drop the box and put your service in the other boxes in there. You make your money that way.
Oh, they'll probably do that eventually anyway. Like if we're being real about it, I think this is probably gonna be the last year of an Xbox console. Not last year, but this is gonna be the last generation. This is what she just said.
There's
I
literally
think that's why
no
they've been
reason.
so buddy with Nintendo. They're like Nintendo here. We're gonna start slowly putting our library on your console.
Yeah, because they don't have any faith in their own shit anymore. It's not about their shit. It's about hey, I just want to make money. Yeah, they're gonna pull Sega. They're gonna pull Sega.
You want to put a Sea of Thieves on the Switch, Nintendo?
Oh God, no.
Those Sea of Thieves.
Do people even play Sea of Thieves like that? Because I think people think that they do and they don't at all. Motherfuckers keep lying like they do.
I don't know. Let me see what's the player base of that game.
Xbox always talks about how crazy it is, and I'm like, okay, I think you're fucking wrong.
Player base PC.
When they look, if they want to keep making these dumbass statements like it's true, they can. So we're not even talking about anime, man. You know that, right?
Did someone say Sea of Thieves?
Oh God!
Best game ever. They need to bring back Cameo. Make Cameo Xbox exclusive.
Oh my God!
My girl. That was my wife back in 2005.
2005.
You said Cammy from Street Fighter?
No, Cameo. You ever play Cameo?
No, I haven't. What is it?
It's this cute girl that she transforms to the animals. Like she has the spirit of the animals or some shit like that. It was pretty cool.
What is it? A platformer?
Kind of. It's like Ratchet and Clank or something like that. Ratchet and Clank Zelda mix, kind of.
How do you spell it?
Kameo.
I don't think I've heard of this either. To be fair,
I played this at a Best Buy like way back, and I was hooked ever since. It was love at first sight.
Oh, I gotta go.
That's a throwback. When you played a game at the actual store, they had it hooked into a wall.
Let me see. Let me see. Let's see. I've never heard of this game. Oh,
this looks like Jack and the Power of Juju.
This is on the Xbox. Oh, this is originally a 360. I'm guessing. Was it supposed to be a Perfect Dark game? Because it definitely looks like it's supposed to be.
Yeah, Rare had it, man. They're making it. I bet there was a sequel that was canceled because, of course.
Well, yeah, it's Xbox. So this originally was on the 360. You know, visually, this ain't bad. Visually, it's not bad. Apparently, it got. I think it's on Xbox One where you can play it. Oh, it's on Rare Replay. I'm sorry. That's
it
crazy.
It looks like something out of Jack and Daxter.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem bad. But that's the other thing you can't. Oh, Mr. Vati, you've missed a lot. Mr. Vati, you've missed a lot. If we're gonna be 100% real about this, okay?
Yeah, we already got
damn.
I mean, the short version is that we're disappointed in Xbox for being Xbox, and they don't want to get this shit together.
And the thing is, I don't want
to see a Thieves discussion.
True, but the thing is, I don't, console war stuff aside, I would rather have every system do well and every game, do well. But with stuff like this,
you should have. Let's put it this way.
I mean, it's like. They don't care. Like, fine, we don't want to make those good games. We're just gonna focus on Game Pass. And yeah, it's like, dude, come on now. You know that shit ain't gonna sell.
I think I'm more annoyed that it's been consistently bad. Like everybody, okay, listen, every company has a fuck up every once in a while. Like, okay, fine, maybe Mario Strikers wasn't the best game that came out last year. Okay, whatever, that's fine. But bruh, it's like every fucking title. Every title.
Mid broken, half finished,
and then
something.
And we currently are also in the era of just waiting for shit to come out. Redfall was like Redfall. Remember, Redfall had been delayed before. That's the irony of it all. This isn't like Redfall's first fucking time. Redfall was delayed before it finally came out, and we're like, bruh, a 66 on Metacritic. What the fuck?
And Arcane Studios they made like Dishonored and Prey, right? So they
but it's not
for their FPS games.
It's not their main. It's not their main studio.
It's not their main studio. Okay, it's like the side.
It's like Arkansas, Houston, I believe. It's like Houston or Texas. I forget what it's called specifically. But the point is that it's not the main studio. It's the side studio, which I know that always doesn't spell right. Granted, there are some that can kind of do their thing and be successful, but man, it's crazy. Yeah, I know, Melvin. But yeah, fuck it's just I don't know. I was angry in the beginning, and now I'm just kind of like sad about it because like realistically. Well, and the kicker is at the end of the day. Well, the kicker is at the end of the day, it won't really affect the majority of us. You know why? Because most of us don't play that shit, or we have other means to playing it. Remember, half of the major successes on Xbox are on other platforms. If you like Cuphead, you can play that bitch on Switch and PC. If you like Ori, you can play that also on Switch and PC. If you like Lucky's Tale, you can play that on Switch, PC, and fucking PlayStation, for God's sakes. There's only like a handful of fucking Killer Instinct PC, Sunset Overdrive PC. There's only a handful of games, and I mean a very small handful of games.
Recore, whatever that game was. I think that was a rare game, right? Recore, anybody remember that? That looked interesting. I never played it though.
Let's see, Recore. I think that's on PC, isn't it? Yep. Yeah, it is.
It was on sale for like $3, and I didn't get it.
Yeah, right now its normal price is $20, so you know, not really breaking the bank. But that's the point I'm making. Like, that was not a rare game. It's what is it?
Oh yeah, it's not.
Amateur Studios. It was made by like people who had worked on Prime. They used to work on Metroid Prime. Yeah,
they made this.
Yeah, it was extra. It was ex retro devs. Donnie got it.
This must be okay. It can't be that. It can't be that bad.
It wasn't. Right? People just said it was mixed.
Was it just mixed? Okay.
But see, here's the other issue. Recore came out on PC 5 years ago. A mediocre / weak first game wouldn't be too bad if they would invest the time and money in making a sequel better. Did they do that? No. We haven't even heard about this shit. I think Hellblade is like I think Hellblade 2 is like the first sequel we've heard about in a while. And even that one we're still waiting on because the last time we saw was like we're going to locations in Italy or some shit. I'm like, bruh, no one gives a fuck. When's the game coming out? Well, we still gotta go on location. Like, bitch, what are you talking about? I gotta wait for you to go see some fucking rocks and formations and shit that make a game about a girl who has mental issues. Like the fuck? Just put the shit. Just put the fucking game out. I'm still waiting on you to fix Halo.
Get that type of mindset of why that girl has mental issues to begin with.
Because she's on an Xbox console. Who the fuck told you? Like,
dude, imagine an Xbox. Dude, remember when Titanfall 2 was a console exclusive? That not Titanfall 2, Titanfall 1, and then Titanfall 2 was put on damn near every other system.
Also, Sando, don't bring up State of Decay in this house. State of Decay is nothing. Yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait for State of Decay 3, man. I can't wait.
Even though the second game was literally a piece of garbage in every way, shape, or form.
We can hope. I got that, and then I have shit. What's that one game? The scary game.
Nah, just cut it off there.
No, what's
I have that in the
Metro.
Shit. That's it.
What's we have the game in Steam. It scares me, so I don't play it. It's in not Chernobyl, that one game, Nuclear Fallout, Stalker. Yeah, we have that. I can't wait. That game kind of went radio silent, but like, there's like a valid reason for that though. So,
but yeah, we're in a fun. This is probably been the funniest news I've heard in a while. It's made me angry because I've never seen a company this openly defeated about not being shit. So it pisses me off because you should have some more pride in yourself as a gaming company. At the same time, it's kind of funny because it kind of just proves what everyone else has been saying for years. The Xbox ain't shit. Like to me, they've never really been shit. They haven't been shit for over a decade. Like
Yeah.
at least because
Like, I'm not getting Xbox One just to play Gears of War 2.
and the irony of all this is
I'm not doing that.
This is coming from a guy who owns a Series X. I'm not the thing like I'm. This bitch is right here under my goddamn desk, sitting in the cabinet. It ain't like I haven't cut this bitch on. Hell, this bitch would be. There is a sequel to Cuphead. No, there's a DLC for Cuphead, and there's a TV show for Cuphead. There's not a sequel though. Well, I guess unless you count the DLC as a sequel. But the point I'm making is, the Xbox Series X as a console is perfectly fine. It's just everything else about it that sucks. Mainly the people who manufactured the bitch and chose not to support it.
They should put money into like Jet Set Radio.
They're not gonna do that.
Crazy Taxi. Basically, make it exactly like the Dreamcast. Because didn't Microsoft kill the Dreamcast? So it'd be like karma, you know. They should bring all these old Sega games, bring them back, use that money, bring them back, and yeah, just for me, that's my dream.
The funny thing about Xbox is that it had more to do during the original Xbox when they had done that deal with Sega. We got Jet Set Radio Future. That is true. They did do deals with Sega in the early days, and then that fucking died.
They could bring back Virtua Fighter. We have Virtua Fighter 6. Dreamcast 2 will be real. It's going to be known as the Series X or whatever.
Oh my god. And then we won't get anything. The funny thing is that Sega, I think recently, didn't they? Samba de Amigos getting a new game, I believe.
Oh, shoot. Let's see.
Yeah, it's getting because it was in a Nintendo Direct a while ago. The kicker is that that's from what I'm seeing, is a Switch exclusive title. That's not even fucking.
Oh damn! Never mind.
So Sega, and that comes out next month. That comes out June 30th. So I'm like, well, that and part of me is not surprised by that because like Sega has always been closer, mainly tied with Nintendo, because most of their games tend to. The only IP they have that doesn't get put on Nintendo systems is Yakuza, which I guess from what I heard, there's some deep-rooted Japanese politics with that one, which it's about Yakuza, so I'm not gonna delve too deep in that. I ain't trying to die off of some gaming conversation. There's a sequel to an Xbox exclusive that multi-platform now without a mark. Stop making it a sequel named Alan Wake. Oh yeah, Alan. I don't know what the fuck that was supposed to be, because wasn't that supposed to be a TV series too? Alan Wake was a weird thing. Did you guys talk about the Kind of Funny podcast interview? Yeah, I listened to some of it on stream, Body, so you can watch it on the playback, and we read some quotes from it. I didn't want to go through the whole thing on stream because I didn't want this to just turn into a giant reaction video, but we went through a chunk of it. There's some stuff in there that's interesting, but also stuff in there that's really fucking sad. So if you're an Xbox fan, it's really fucking sad. And Phil did not make it any better. If anything, Phil made it a lot worse. Ever since they stopped making Viva Pinata, Xbox fell off. That's funny because Viva Pinata was weirdly consistently good for a while, and it kind of confused people. We're like, really? The fucking Pinata game is the thing out here killing it? But it was killing it. I just want them to care. It feels like they just don't care about
Pinata?
Yeah, Viva Pinata. For some reason, they were killing it with them games.
They give people what they want, man.
That was like during the 360. I don't know what the fuck was going on, but they were making money and they were making a noise. I'm like, all right. I don't know why this Pinata game is the thing that's killing it, but okay. Beggars can't be choosers, I guess. It was a weird time. I'm gonna be real with you. It was just a weird time. Of all things to be out here killing it, a fucking Viva Pinata. That shit fucks me up conceptually.
Yeah, that show was fire.
We're not gonna get into this, okay? Actually, we're probably gonna get out of here, actually, because it's fucking. Yeah. It's been over 2 hours, and there's nothing. Well, and there's nothing else to really. I mean, it's been a little bit over 2 hours. I can't do anything else but to keep harping on fucking Xbox ain't being shit. Like that's like fucking with your boy, and your boy's over here simping for OnlyFans, and he keep using all his credit cards, and he's broke. Like at a certain point, I have to look at you and go, man, you're just a fucking disappointment. I'm tired of being angry at you about it. Like I'm just disappointed. We're just gonna move on. So that's what we're gonna do. Also, more than likely, I'm gonna end up talking about this on Monday with the Juice Loose crew anyway. So there's no real point in fucking going too crazy about this. Although I've already kind of gotten the majority of my anger out anyway. So, But yeah, I think we're gonna call it. But in all seriousness, thank you guys. Thank you for the 14 viewers. Thank you for the donation revolver. Thank you for the likes. Appreciate it. Tomorrow I will be on Twitch with more Elden Ring, and I might sneak in a Fire Emblem stream in the early afternoon. So you might get another double stream for me. So keep a lookout for that. Thank the bros for being in the call. Black Doom, Sorosan, and Studio.
Happy birthday, Luffy.
Damn. Oh yeah, happy birthday, Luffy. You bitch ass motherfucker.
Happy birthday, Luffy.
Revolver, you
Wait.
just also appreciate the $5 donation, the second $5 donation. Now I can afford Game Pass for the month.
Yeah. Hey, we making it.
It's so fucking sad, dog.
Wait, how old is Luffy?
Are we talking canonically, or are we talking for the sake of his actual birthday coming up?
Well, I was gonna ask you. I framed it as a trick question, so I was hoping you wouldn't ask that question.
Actually, Red, yeah, you're right, because it would be the same age.
By the way, you're gonna be wrong.
Yeah.
Oh wait, would it? Oh really?
Yeah, it would be the same.
Wait, 19?
Yeah. If I'm right. Wait. No, I'm not. No, I'm wrong, because in the manga came out in 97, so realistically he would be like 26.
25?
No, 26, right?
Grown ass man.
Yeah, this man.
Still trying to be Pirate King.
Go get a real job, bro. I just got my degree. Fuck you.
Get that 9 to 5.
Get that 9 to 5, bro. You get your dumb ass off the boat. Get your dumb ass off the boat and get yourself a job at a convenience store, you punk ass motherfucker.
Yeah, I heard Rotown's hiring.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. What's up, Hitman? I thought you were gonna be the Pirate King. Like the fuck, walking to the wrong bar and shit. Fucking terrible, dog.
I used to want to be hung from these gallows. Now I'm just cleaning them every day from 9 to 5.
Damn. Also,
Anyway.
side note in the chat, if you want to get some Game Pass deals, go on Reddit. For some reason, Reddit has a bunch of Game Pass deals. So
For real?
Yeah, I'm looking at Reddit communities now, seeing if I can get codes and shit.
Dang, they just let them out like that?
It's not that they're letting them out; it's that motherfuckers are just going to the right shit to get them.
All right, if anyone can hit me up with the plug, Black Doom is the name. Just hit me with the DMs.
The nickname is Darkness.
Nickname is Darkness. I will gladly take them.
Oh shit!
In advance.
I didn't know Reddit had. Shut the hell up, Revolver. That's not what we're talking about. Lord Almighty. All right, we're getting out of here. We're fucking sick of this shit. But yeah, all seriousness though, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Stay tuned for tomorrow. You'll get some streams. And with all that being said, life's a game. Play to win. And I will catch you guys later. Remember, Xbox ain't shit, and Phil Spencer is a disappointment to his broke ass daddy. GG's. GG's.
Big up to Kids Move. Xbox for the win. Xbox for the win.
Oh, we're done. We're fucking done. That was scam.